to switch it up to either like a full-blown carnivore thing or like an almost carnivore thing. The first time I do a tomahawk steak. With that being said, I got a little tomahawk steak right here. I got oh shit, I thought I did 6. I got 5. Well, I got 5 eggs over easy. I think they are. Hopefully, if not, it's all right. And then I got 2 beef patties that I made a burger with. I made there's the other egg. I forgot. It's in there. I made a yogurt goat cheese egg sandwich with cashew butter and a piece of honeycomb on the top of that guy. Cashews. Right here, I got that typical yogurt mix over here. And this is the least carnivore part of all of it all. And then I got some lemon water, apple cider vinegar, and some honey, and some coconut oil. And this is where I start smacking. You know, doing new things is such a weird thing to experience. I think doing new things is weird in the sense that, like, after the fact, like a long time after, you look back and you're like, why was I, like scared to do that one thing? That's the weird part about it. Because it's like, at least for me, I would think, right? You would think that if in the past I know what it has felt to do something new, and that in doing something new, just doing it, you'll be fine afterwards. Why is it that then every single time there is something new, it's almost like the memory from before doesn't help out as much as I would think it should. Like, it helps for some. It doesn't seem to help as much as would make sense naturally. I don't know. But I don't know if that makes sense. Here we go. I'm gonna try this piece of tomahawk. Oh my god. Oh my god. I just want to say I put like a little bit of that Celtic sea salt on it. That shit's so busted. All right. I'm gonna dip it in some coconut oil. Curious about that. Oh my god. Goodness Christ. If you ever get a shot, give it a shot. Try some tomahawk. Medium rare, or I think this is medium rare. You let me know here. This the sample. Is that medium rare to you? I don't know. Dip it in some coconut oil. Give that a shot. Here we go. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Okay, I got a piece of tomahawk with some of the yogurt cocoa mix with a golden berry. I'm gonna give that a shot right now. Oh man. Alright, so now I'm gonna try that piece of tomahawk with some of the sugi bean honey that I got over there in Japan. I'm gonna re-dip that in some of the butter that I used to make the eggs and the burger patties. So this butter, this oil that I got here, it's got both egg love and patty love at the same time with the honey. So let's see. Oh man. Holy shit. Oh my god, that is so fucking good. I did not see that. Take one more bite of that. Hold on. Oh my god. Oh man. So that burger that I talked about, let me show you a side profile. So here's that burger that I talked about. So what I did was, right, I got 1 beef patty. I got a piece of egg. I then layered a yogurt mix that has the coconut yogurt, the chia seed mix, the flax meal with cocoa powder mixed into it. And that's it. And then for the next layer, we have another beef patty. I'm sorry. Underneath the beef patty, we have goat cheese, but it's a flavored kind. I'm not sure right now which one it was. It was like fig flavored or grapefruit or something like that. It has like a berry-like of a flavor. Then we got the 1 beef patty. And on top of that, we got cashew butter with a honeycomb with a little bit more of that same goat cheese, right? You take a bite of all that with like some melted butter, especially if the butter that's melted that you've already used to cook like the eggs and the patties themselves. I'm telling you right now, you got to give that a shot. I think you're missing out. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh man. Oh my. I guess one of the funnier things is that fear is like one of the very things that actually got me to start losing weight. I saw for myself what the life of somebody living with type 2 diabetes looks like. I remember like the needle stabbing of the finger and like the insulin shots and all the extra things that had to be done in order to, like, I guess, not die. So it's something I've known that, there could be like a possibility for me, back in like 2021. It had been like a year or two since I had left the U.S. Navy. That's what I did before, prior to 2018. When I got out with the mentality of, I'm a free man. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. I'm gonna eat. I'm just gonna basically do everything that the typical member of the U.S. military, for whatever reason, seems to aspire to, which is like some kind of a fuck off mode, or at least the ones I've interacted with. I don't know. Quite literally, that's what I ended up doing. I'd be eating out a lot, basically. In some ways, it was kind of. In some ways, it's weird to think about. So, I would find myself eating out of convenience, but like a weird kind of convenience. It's like I want to cook because I don't mind cooking. I somewhat enjoy it, but I don't want to clean. It's like I want to make the food, but I don't want to clean up afterwards. So then I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't cook. I would just go eat out. Chick-fil-A, a whole lot of eating out poke. Hella Cheetos, especially the jalapeno cheese for me. That's the one for some reason. I knew on the climb up that, that shit wasn't right. And it was tiring. And I could barely breathe and all kinds of these things. I've been big before, so it's not like I didn't know. But that didn't stop the heathenist train, basically. I give a lot of credit to my weight loss, to my dog, or my former dog. The place that I was living at when I first got my own dog, right? It was at a apartment area. One of my concerns was that because the dog was a wiener dog, it was gonna end up like barking away into like the damn dog getting me caught with it, because at the time I didn't want to like pay for like the extra little fee that you're supposed to pay at some locations to have a dog. I'm like, this dog gonna be on the down low. James Bond, MI6 style, all right? Bunker status, all right? Cold War, nigga. I think the fee was probably like 10 to 20 extra bucks a month. I don't know. There's just something so weird about that extra fee, regardless of how much sense it makes. I feel a little bit different now, but at the time I wasn't seeing things a certain way. Long story short, I was able to train the dog not to bark. And me being able to train the dog how not to bark, something started to really bother me about that. There was this thought in my head of, for one, this is great, cool. I trained the dog, wow, awesome. But then I'm like, wait a minute. You do realize you just trained a dog. How is it that you just trained another sentient being, but you can't like train your own self into like habits that will help you? It was like a very weird moment. A very, very weird moment. It made me feel like a hypocrite. I don't know how to say this. I felt like both weird and like a hypocrite all at once. I quite literally, like, if the dog would start barking, I would command it to not bark. It would actually listen, right? Listen. And I would be both like pleased that it's not barking, and at the same time I would simultaneously feel the sense of inadequacy. Like, Jesus, I just trained this dog how to bark, and I can't train myself into habits that I believe will work for me. Like, there's something wrong with this. But that by itself didn't tip it off. That was enough to start bothering me, like, deep down over a period of like 2 to 3 months. But I didn't take too much act on it. I think the act really started to take place when I noticed that my urination would like smell really sweet, and I would find myself going to the bathroom a lot, like really, really soon, like almost too soon. Like, I would find myself going to the bathroom, I swear, like maybe like once every hour or two. I was like, man, this is crazy. Like, why am I urinating so much? Granted, at the time, 320 pounds, I was, for breakfast, just about every morning, I was consuming, what was that again? McDonald's. I was getting like three, four, five, six breakfast burritos, and then I would get like the large orange juice, and I just run sometimes two or three, right? So every single morning I was at least downing the largest orange juice that you can get from Mickey D's. So I was definitely drinking stuff, but I'm like, wait a minute, I don't think I'm consuming enough to justify all these other like times that I'm going to like to take a leak. Like, what's up? So something right about this. It wasn't too long after that I found myself just like Googling like pre-diabetic symptoms and the like. One of them apparently is like when like the blood glucose stays above like 110 or something over a certain period of time. It's something to that effect. I think it's like at 120 you're like actually diabetic. 110 you're like getting there. I figured, you know what? Let's test it out. Went to this CVS, bought a glucose test kit. I ran it, and the number was dead on right there, like 110. The 110 or like 112 or some shit like that. I don't know. And then that's when shit really got scary because at that point I'm like, wait a minute, so okay, so my number is pretty much at that pre-diabetic range. Oh, wait a minute. Here's another pre-diabetic symptom: urinating a lot, or something like that. Oh, here's another symptom: you might have like the smell of sweetness down there. Oh, okay, okay. Now, all right, things are adding up. Could it have been something else? Maybe, but it don't matter. Regardless, at least for me. Hold on. Okay, so I just got done googling like a list of pre-diabetic symptoms, and from what I remember, I was feeling literally all of them. Literally, numbness of my, what the numbness of my extremities, blurred vision, literally all of it. It wasn't long after that I took some massive action, basically. I literally went to the store, bought a whole bunch of like natural foods, took them home, and then I went to the refrigerator and I just started throwing away just about everything that didn't already seem natural in my refrigerator, which was basically everything. You know what? Here's one reason I don't normally ever talk about, but it's true. This reason comes from a place of me, like, not considering myself stupid, basically. I guess what I'm trying to get at is, I knew that my habits were leading to something that I had already conquered in the past. I've been skinny before. It's like, I know what to do. How come I'm not already doing it? Wouldn't that constitute as me being stupid? Yeah, I don't know. Some of you may not agree, but at least in my head, I felt absolutely stupid. Quite literally. And by stupid, I mean me not being able to override or take over the more automatic emotional reaction, choosing, making decision process over just doing things in a more logical manner, just getting it done, period, regardless of how much I didn't really feel like losing weight or not. Might sound a little weird, but that's the best way that comes to my mind right now. I'm gonna tell you right now that this is cognitive dissonance, that mental discomfort from like a contradiction, a conflicting idea in your head. That idea was nagging at me for the longest. I didn't act on it, so therefore I was saying, well, therefore I must be stupid, right? But then I would think to myself, well, no, I'm not. So then I would think to myself, then why are you doing these things? And in hindsight, I could see how like unproductive of a thinking that was. But that was like one other thought that kind of pushed me over the edge, basically. Relationship is another reason. At the time, I was in a relationship. Damn. I had to finish the meal. That was hitting way too good. I was just getting distracted. So, anyways, I was in a relationship at one point, and throughout the course of the relationship, I was mostly overweight. I was never anywhere any kind of good-looking sort of, let's call it a good number, a good metric. Let's call it that. So it's so weird to say. It's like nowhere near like the average weight of a healthy male, basically. There you go. That's it. I was nowhere near that. And despite the fact that this person was with me over the course of 8 years, with me having a body that was definitely above the weight of the average healthy male, Despite all the times that she did mention, how would you feel if I was your way? Would you want me? Blah, 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 blah. Despite the fact that it made sense to me, and yes, I would agree if she was 300 some pounds, I would not be with her, right? Despite the fact that it made sense to me, I don't know how to say this. I just didn't care enough, I suppose. Maybe took it for granted or something. Yeah. So like, despite the fact it made sense to me, that I didn't act on it. But around the time that I was, maybe a month or two, or within the month or two or three period of me having multiple things just kind of line up. So basically, the whole dog epiphany, the health scare, and then the oh my god, I think my relationship is ending. Those three things, they kind of meshed in at almost the right time. Like, quite literally, all three of those things kind of interlapped at one point, and then from there, I just started. For now, that I'm gonna leave it at that. Thinking maybe for the next one, I can talk about, I guess, the experience of the weight loss and the weight down, because I don't think I've talked about the experience of actually cutting the weight. Man, that is it, man. I thought this was gonna be lacking for some reason, because it just looks so much emptier. But this is a good. I'm telling you right now. Oh my god. This is a hell of good. Let's see. I'm gonna have something very similar like this tomorrow. So let's see what happens after this. I've been brunch. You've been brunch, and hopefully you gain some value out of this. And I guess I'll see you next time. I'll see you next time. So, all right. Thank you.